For the Democrats in the chat, for the liberals in the chat, remember, yeah, the situation is dire, okay? America's future prospects are not looking too great. And the reality is they weren't looking great either in either direction, right? But while you are sad, you will never be as pathetic as a dude who's like, oh, my president finally won, hamburger. I'm going to go to the fucking liberal chat and yell at all the liberals, their soy. Then I'm going to imagine they're crying tears. I'm so happy. It's like, dude, even if I was crying right now, that's not going to make your life better. Like, your life still sucks. Like, there's a reason why so many of your friends have abandoned you. Just think about that. And it's not because of your brave and bold patriotism you're putting in display on a daily basis, because you're like probably kind of a toxic person. I assume that's the reason why you also found yourself really liking another kind of toxic person. His name is Donald Trump, you know? Jake Tapper had a breakdown on TV. Oh, someone sent me that. I need to see that.
About
NBC is floating the idea that Democrats were not smart to swap out Joe Biden for Kamala Harris.
Joe Biden and about the decision to ask him to step aside.
It will begin. It will begin depending on the outcome. Sure. And obviously, there hasn't been a race called yet. If this is
yeah, the white man would have saved us. I'm sorry. There's no way for me to read this other than just like, I'm going to say it, pure white supremacy. Okay. Yeah, dude. Americans would rather have a like mentally deficient white man who can't even speak than a black woman is doing a lot of work here. No, it's because she didn't run a good campaign. That's it. It's literally that simple. Okay. No, the fuck Joe Biden would not have won this election. The numbers would have been, Dave Wasserman would have been calling it 8 months ago, okay, if Joe Biden was still running. What the are you guys talking about? These guys are so delusional, dude. You can blame Kamala. She is an adult. She is a sentient, she is a sentient human being. She has a brain. She should not have listened to some of her Joe Biden advisors. She should not have adopted the Joe Biden campaign. But those are understandable things to be frustrated by. But to simply state a falsehood so glaringly obvious that Joe Biden would have won the election is insane. Jake Tapper tweak out.
The vice president is overperforming Joe Biden in 2020. So we could show you that as well. We just bring that out here. Harris overperforming in 2020.
Holy smokes.
There you go. So let this go away and see if there's anything on the east side there.
Literally nothing?
Literally nothing.
Literally not one county?
So you asked, are there any places that the vice president is overperforming?
The race was unwinnable. Joe would have been worse. No, the race wasn't unwinnable. You guys are fucking crazy. What are you talking about? The race was unwinnable. Guys, there's a reason why we constantly say Hillary Clinton never went to Michigan, never went to Wisconsin. What a stupid mistake that was. There are very obvious flaws in the way that people run campaigns, and we make this assessment, and some people listen to it, okay, and they take the right lessons from it, and hopefully they move on and become better. And then other people go, it's probably because she's a black woman and America's two races and two sexes. That's the wrong lesson. That's not the right lesson to learn here. Kamala Harris made up like 10 points from Joe Biden, dude. Overnight, people were excited. There was so much motion, and then she squandered it. The DNC was the pivot point. It was a turning point. That's when I fully understood that it was not happening. The exit polls, the popular vote, the massive swings in red state all indicate that this country has been moved incredibly far to the right. Something that's been clear in our discourse in the media for years is simply not true that this was about Kamala not being left enough. I disagree with Olayemi on this one. I do. I think that there were so many gimmies throughout this entire race, and she just bouldered in the wrong direction over and over again. Why are you pretending this is a failure of the campaign versus a failure of ideology? Oh, no, it's a failure of the ideology. You're absolutely right. Democrats, since the Carter administration, have been tacking to the center for no reason other than, they're just also beholden to the same corporate masters, right? That the Republicans are. The Republicans have a lot of leeway in that front. They can just say that they're going to do the bad things, that they want to melt the poor. Yeah, I mean, I made this joke as well, but Kamala must be stoked. There's going to be so many Republicans in the cabinet. Do you think there will be a peaceful pass of power as far as civil unrest goes? What, you think the Democrats are going to do January 6th? No, I think there will be a peaceful transfer of power. What is the HVAC business owner equivalent for liberals? Like gender studies professors or something? I don't know. What is the most liberal job? consultant. Yeah, like managerial consultant working to eliminate redundancies in the in the Rust Belt. Workplace sensitivity trainer. Yeah. Do you think we'll get another women's march? I don't know. I think that Donald Trump was so unique in 2016 that like the resistance to Donald Trump was also kind of unique. I think a lot of people are just going to they're just going to be like, "Oh well, it is what it is," you know? I don't foresee like a massive increase in ratings for a lot of the media too. I think the media is way too decentralized at this point. So I think a lot of these charlatans are probably salivating at the prospect. A lot of these charlatans are salivating at the prospect that they're gonna get a lot of ratings now. And I don't even think that's right. I think that a lot, like there's so much mistrust in the media. Maybe like Trump will be able to whip the coalition back together, like the anti-Trump coalition back together. But I don't even foresee that being something that could happen. I think CNN and MSNBC are going to be popping off in the same way. DNC needs to move to the left economically and shut up about social issues and run a big hairy man next time. No. I don't think it's the optics of that sort of thing. What about Project 2025? We'll see.
Not a Harris win. That will certainly be part of the discussion. She's run a campaign over the course of 107 days. That is not something we've seen in history. And there'll be lots of questions about exactly that, the timing and the impact of that.
Well, Chuck was bringing up the history. I mean, in terms of vice presidents trying to win the presidency with a unpopular president, he said it's bordering on politically impossible.
And this gets
Jen, has the conversation begun yet about Joe Biden and about the decision to ask him to step aside?
It will begin.
You said this would happen? Yeah, but nobody fucking listens to me because I'm a dumb Twitch streamer. So the f do I know? And for the record, make no mistake, I still thought that Kamala Harris could potentially eke out a electoral college victory in spite of losing the popular vote, which turns out, nope, she can't even win the electoral college. She's not winning the popular vote either. I said she had a slight chance, all things considered. She really wasn't Republican enough for it. Guys, I can't begin to explain to you how wrong that is. What position is he going to put RFK in charge of? Taking the fluoride out of the water, and also, what else? What else is he going to do for... What else is he going to do for America and Americans? RFK is going to have Walgreens selling pink paint as Pepto-Bismol. What's the counter argument to saying third parties are the reason why the election was lost? I think Kamala Harris lost by larger margins than third parties. Like if third parties didn't exist, she still would have lost, I think. I don't know. We'll see.